What's going on, guys? We're getting straight into it today. We've got a little bonus video for you. If you're new to the channel, every Saturday I make a full data analysis video where we look at all of the sealed sets across the UK and US market, so it doesn't matter where you're based in the world, we'll have a look at what the best things are to buy. But we're making this little bonus video for you today and we're going straight into it because we got some things to talk about. We are currently selling off Scarlet and Violet booster boxes. No clickbait. It's not what you think though, believe me. I understand that a lot of people are going to see this video and disagree with the plays that I'm making. That's okay. That's not a problem. I've been doing this a long time and sometimes I make plays that work out. Most of the time they do. Sometimes I make plays that don't. But I thought it was quite educational for you guys to see the kind of the moves that I'm making. I'm being fully transparent about it. You need to understand that we are at the top of a hype cycle right now, and now is actually a perfect opportunity to sell off some of your sealed product. And I know that sounds crazy to a lot of people, but let me explain. Okay, I am not selling off these sealed booster boxes because I don't think they're going to go up anymore. I definitely think they will continue to juggernaut. Scarlet and Violet sealed is performing really, really well, and I think it will continue to, particularly the sets in the early half of the block, everything sort of prismatic evolutions, and before that I think will perform really well. Your Twilight Masquerade, your Paldea Evolved, stuff like that. However, I'm still selling it off now, and here's why. Now is a great opportunity to restructure. And it's not that I'm selling off and moving out away, because that would be a terrible investment or time to sell. I'm just restructuring what I own. I'm selling at an all-time high for stuff like Paldea Evolved, Twilight Masquerade. I'm taking profit on that and I'm reinvesting it and changing my sealed collection portfolio, and I'm going heavier now into 151 and prismatic. So I'm making very clear, yes, I am selling off some really well performing boxes at the moment that still have plenty more room to grow, but I'm using that money to reinvest, to give me more cash flow without taking cash out of my pocket to do it, to increase my positions in 151, prismatic evolutions, destined rivals, just because I believe in them so much. And we're going to have a real quick look at some data and I'm going to explain my reasoning behind it. So Twilight Masquerade, we'll start off with Twilight Masquerade. Had a fantastic last 3 to 6 months. It's up 29% in the last 3 months. In the last 6 months it's up nearly 60%. So we were going for a long time well below retail on Twilight Masquerade. We were saying on the channel it was an excellent time to buy. I bought quite a lot of sealed Twilight Masquerade for below retail. I was buying it even on pre-release for below retail. I was getting it for like 10-15% below retail from some big box stores online. Now, let's have a quick look at the price now of Twilight Masquerade. It's currently going for, last sale on TCG Player, $278. Now, most of my videos I talk about both dollars and British pounds because I live in the UK. But for the purpose of this video, the actual amounts don't really matter that much. I'm just explaining the mindset behind it. So to keep things simple and quick, we're just going to talk about dollars in this case, okay? Don't get mad, UK fans. I'm still going to do my Saturday analysis where I do both dollars and Great British Pound. So Twilight Masquerade, $278. Okay, so I managed to buy in for retail for this. So I've seen a really good run up in price. And what I really want to talk about now is where its potential is going forward, because it's a great time to sell if you want to buy into other things and take a bit of profit that's on the table. As long as you're reinvesting it into other sealed product that you believe in, then I don't think it's a bad play. The only disadvantage is you're going to eat fees when you're selling it. Unless you're selling it locally, which I'm not, I'm probably going to be selling it on eBay, on the secondary market. So I'm going to lose about 15% of value to fees, from platform fees and shipping. So that's something to bear in mind if you're going to restructure things. But let me just break something down for you guys. Okay, look, $278. For this to hypothetically 2x in price, it's going to have to climb up to $556 for it to 2x. For it to double in price, Twilight Masquerade Sealed booster box needs to go to $556. Okay, that's quite a significant number. I'm not saying it's not going to get to there. I fully believe that given the right amount of time, and once it starts going out of print, Twilight Masquerade will go to $556 and beyond. It's probably going to go to the $800-900 range within a couple of years, quite comfortably, I can say that. Okay, so it's not a bad thing to buy into now. It's not a bad thing to hold on to and for me to keep in my collection. However, it is a decent time to take a chunk of profit when we bought in below retail and use that to just lower our position a bit. I'm not selling all of it, I'm just selling some of it so that I can buy in to 151 and Prismatic Evolutions, because I feel like they're going to have an even bigger run over the next 2 years, personally. So, let's get back onto point. For it to double up, we need to see a close to $600 Twilight Masquerade box. Let's have a look at Prismatic Evolution's booster bundle. Now, we're comparing booster bundles with booster boxes. I understand the sizes are much different. However, when we're just talking about doubling up your money, let's have a look at this. Last sales, 4 of them for $70. Now, you can actually get these on eBay for around about $65, anywhere from $60 to $65. You can buy them all day long for $65. So let's take $70 to be generous. Okay, for you to double up your money on Prismatic Evolution's booster bundles, the booster bundle needs to go to $140. Now, what's more likely to happen quicker is what I'm asking myself. Are we going to see a $600 Twilight Masquerade box, or are we going to see a $140 Prismatic Evolutions bundle? Now, a lot of people will say, oh yeah, but you're going to get the Costco reprints and it's going to go to MSRP. I'm telling you now, Prismatic Evolutions isn't going to MSRP. Yeah, it might drop down in price a bit if they continue to keep the printers running, and with Costco stuff, then yes, it will temporarily drop down in price until it's all bought up and then it goes out of print. But I'm not talking about just doubling my money and then selling. I'm talking about, where's Prismatic Evolution's booster bundle? What percentage is it going to rise in the next 3 years? Because 3 years, it's going to be out of print for over a year. So it's going to have a decent run up. Twilight Masquerade, where's that going to be at in 3 years? Probably knocking on the door of $800 to $1,000 a box. But where are these Prismatic bundles going to be? Do you see what I mean? They've got far less to grow for it to double up. I can easily see a $140 Prismatic Evolutions booster bundle in the next couple of years. Easily. So for me, if I can readjust what I own, I'm quite happy to take a massive profit on Twilight Masquerade. Let's talk about the actual numbers on Twilight Masquerade then. So let's have a look. Actually, let's have a look at Paldea Evolved, because Paldea Evolved is a great situation to discuss as well, because Paldea Evolved, even more so, has had a tremendous run up in price in the last few months. We can see from the charts here over the last year it's up 179%. Over the last 6 months it's up 91%. That is a huge gain up in value. We bought into Paldea Evolved again for below retail. We were saying it on the channel to buy in for below retail. We also bought in to Paldea Evolved for over retail. When we started to see it run up in price, we were paying this $220, $230 range because we knew it was going to have another run up in price. it is starting to pull ahead as one of the best performers in the Scarlet and Violet era. I think it's great to buy in. If you think I'm stupid for selling it now, by all means, buy my minty sealed boxes from eBay, from the secondary market. I don't think it's a bad buy to buy into it now. But me personally, I'm so heavily weighted into Paldea Evolved, into Twilight Masquerade. I just want to reduce the amount that I'm into them and put it into something that I really believe in. I think that in the next 3 years, you're going to see 151, Prismatic Evolutions, Paldean Fates, and Destined Rivals really start to pull ahead. The reason why Paldea Evolved and Twilight Masquerade are starting to pull ahead is because they're getting close to going out of print. More than likely, we're not going to see many, if any, reprints of Twilight Masquerade 2 Paldea or Paldea Evolved. And even if we do, it's not going to be massive numbers, and they're most likely to rotate out of play at around about April next year. That's why they're having their huge run up in price now, because they've had their time in the market. They're reaching that sunset window. But Prismatic and 151, the 151's getting up there in age as well. Let's look at 151. Okay, you think I might be mad buying into Prismatic for $70. What about 151 booster bundles for pretty much the same price? Because we've got a lot of those on the shelf as well. Those are all 151 booster bundles. There's more in the back. I don't have many Prismatic. That's why I'm moving into Prismatic, because I'd like a nice stack of both of them. And I think that everyone real soon is going to kick themselves for not buying more of these bundles for this price. I really do. I think that we're going to see crazy numbers. If you look at like a long time horizon, if you're talking 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, where's the 151 booster bundle going to be? I think once you start getting into those timelines, you'll see 151 and Prismatic really outpace the gains on Twilight Masquerade and Paldea Evolved. Because for Paldea Evolved to say it 4x's, okay, what's it got to climb up to 4x? Let's just see. 375 times 4. 1,500 a box. Which is insane. Okay, it might get there in 3 years, 4 years. But that is a hell of a long climb for it to get to 1,500 a box for Paldea Evolved. If you want a 4x on 151 bundles, what's it got to climb to? What's last sale? Not 75. 75 times 4. It's got to go to 300 a bundle. Now, I agree. 300 a bundle is extremely expensive for 151. But when you look at that long time horizon, I think that it's going to get there before Paldea Evolved gets to 1,500 a box. And also as well, it's not a bad time to take profit on older stuff as well. Hidden Fates, ETB. Got one on the shelf, was talking about selling it earlier in the year, decided not to, hummed and hawed about it. It's still sat on the shelf. I'm still quite happy to sell it. It's a great collection piece. But me personally, if I can use that money to leverage myself more into 151 and Prismatic and Destined and stuff like that without having to put more money out of my pocket, let's have a look at how it's performing. It's currently going for $411. Okay, now yeah, you're going to eat some fees if you sell it, but $411. Okay, so I bought it for £100, which is probably about $130. So $130 from $411. Bear in mind, I've held it for years. Okay, this is multiple years of profit. So $281 profit. So $281 profit on about 130 bucks that I laid out. 216% profit. Now, do I think the Hidden Fates Elite Trainer box is going to continue to climb up in price? I do, yes. But as it starts doubling and tripling and quadrupling in price, you start to get to these crazy numbers. You start to get to $1,000 in ETB. Do you know how small your market of people that are going to buy that off you are? Are you comfortable selling $1,000 ETB on eBay on the secondary market and hoping that that sale goes well? Because I tell you what, you only need one sale to go wrong on eBay when you're dealing in those kind of numbers, and it's going to ruin your bottom line for the entire year. Me personally, I like to sell some of my older stuff and invest into more modern stuff, cheaper stuff. I like to spread my money out into more product, basically. And I think that 151, Prismatic Evolutions, Paldean Fates, now is the time to stack and acquire these. We're at an all-time high. Let's take another example, okay? Surgeon Sparks Elite Trainer Box. I sold mine recently to a friend. Do I think he got a good deal? Yes. Do I think that I got a good deal selling it as well? Yes. Just look at it, okay? 151 Elite Trainer Box, $108 is currently going for. Okay, I know there's people sat out there at home that, like me, you pick that up for retail. Okay, it's currently selling for what, 25-30% over retail? They're going to reprint that. Who on this channel thinks that they're not going to reprint a Surgeon Sparks Elite Trainer Box? Surgeon Sparks is so likely to get reprinted. Yeah, the Elite Trainer Box is a little bit less likely to get reprinted, but I don't think it's that unlikely. Why not take a 30-40% profit and go into something that you believe in more? All I'm trying to say here, guys, I'm not trying to get you to sell your positions. I understand that a lot of you have boxes like Paldea Evolved, Twilight Masquerade, Surgeon Sparks, maybe older stuff, Hidden Fate CTBs. What else is performing really well at the moment? Look at some Sword and Shield stuff. You know, Silver Tempest booster boxes, Brilliant Stars, Astral Radiance, that kind of thing. I know a lot of people are holding that, and they've done really well. All I'm saying is that if you're thinking that you maybe aren't bothered about having that in your collection, now is the time to restructure and buy into something else. We're at an all-time high in the market. We're getting all-time high prices. And just before I finish, I want to say that when I'm listing this stuff, I'm not listing it for last sold. Okay, I'm not even listing it for market. If this is going for 375, I'm listing it for 400. I'm listing it for 410, 420. Because I still believe in the set. I know it's going to increase in price. So I'm asking what I want for it, not what the market is. And that's something very important. You hold the power if you hold the product. God, that's a really good, catchy slogan. I need to write that down and try and remember that. You hold the power if you hold the product. Where did that come from? Anyway, make sure you subscribe down below to never miss an opportunity. I'm selling boxes. Put down in the comments below if you think I'm crazy. I'm selling Paldea Evolved. I'm selling Twilight Masquerade. I'm selling Surgeon Sparks. I paid retail for them. I'm cashing out. I'm buying in more heavy into Prismatic, 151, Destined, all that lovely stuff. Even some Crown Zenith. I might buy some more Crown Zenith. I love Crown Zenith. Anyway, subscribe down below to never miss an opportunity. Put your thumbs up if you enjoyed this little bonus video. And on Saturday, as always, I will give you all my recommendations on what you should buy in sealed product, as I do every Saturday. We give you all the news so that you don't have to track the markets. Have a wonderful day, and peace.